YouTubers, welcome back for another adventure. So I was on my way home from some errands and this was lying on the side of the road. So I went and dragged it home with my all-terrain vehicle. It's not far from my house, and you guys could see it comes with the hydro option. It rained last night. Anyway, it was free, so I paid full price. Now it's just a matter of figuring out what's going on with it. So this is a Craftsman YTS3000, 21 horsepower. It's got the Briggs & Stratton Platinum, 540 cc's, XRD, whatever that means. So I didn't spend a lot of time looking at it before, I went home, grabbed the all-terrain vehicle, hooked up to it, and dragged it home. But the couple of seconds I spent indicated that it looked pretty clean, right? There was no oil puddle underneath it, right? If you take a quick look, the gasoline looks good, smells good, smells like a current load of fuel. The battery looks pretty good, right? As a matter of fact, it looks pretty new. I mean, the deck looks halfway decent. I had to put air in this tire before I drug it home, but the other three held air. Once again, oil filter on the motor. It looks like a pretty decent machine. Now, why did somebody push it off to the front of their property, put a free sign on it, right? Doesn't look well worn. It's probably garaged for a lot of its life. I think it should be a pretty good machine. Well, let's see what's wrong with it. So the battery appears to be dead, and there's the numbers on it. So I'm going to drag that in, and well, actually I'm probably going to swap it out. So we'll put a good battery into it, we'll see what's going on, and we'll put that battery on charge. Time to check the little things. Well, it's a little low on oil, but there is oil in it. That's a good sign. Either this thing has the greatest compression release in the world, or I got no compression. So it's a little while later. I put the battery on charge, ate lunch, and let's see what it's going to do. It seemed to take a charge. Didn't seem to give me any trouble with that. So, I'm thinking stuck valve or blown head gasket. I didn't see any oil floating around, so it could be a thrown rod, but once again, they normally punch a hole in the case. So which one will it be? Time for some troubleshooting. So one has to start somewhere. I think I'm going to start out with valves. I already broke these loose. Right. Boy, they come out nice and easy. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, some of them you break them loose and they still fight you most of the way out. Okay, one more and we can look at the valve spin. So, appears to be glued on there. Anyway, so let's take a look at these valves, see if we can't make them move. I could probably turn it over by hand. Intake, exhaust, intake, exhaust. So they appear to be moving. And they don't appear to be too tight. That's not good. I also don't hear any huffing and puffing when you turn it over. Either a very, very, very blown head gasket or this thing is chucked a rod. So at this point, I'm like 90% sure that it chucked a rod. I'm not positive. So I'm gonna pull the plug with two hands, obviously, and let's see what's going on, see if we have any piston movement. Here's what the plug looks like. I'm thinking it might actually be an original. Doesn't look horrible. Let's see if the piston's moving. So I'm going to turn the motor over by hand and put this tie into the spark plug hole, and now see, it's not, I don't know how well you guys could see that, but yeah, I got nothing. This thing threw a rod. So now it's time to do some research. By going through the numbers on the side here, this motor was built in '08. So that's first of all. So this machine, let's say it started working in '09. That makes it what? 20? No. It makes it 13 years old. So it's got a few miles on it from the wear on the front tires and all. It's got a few miles. The property it came off of, my neighbor's property, is pretty good size. He probably mows about what I do, and he used to keep it pretty clean, pretty short, so he mowed it fairly regularly. So this motor probably has, I'd say, probably 4 hours a week, approximately 12 weeks. What is that? Somewhere around 60 times 10, 12 years. So this motor could easily have, 600-800 hours on it. So that's the first calculation I'm doing in my head. The second thing is, I looked up this information on the internet, and it seems that people wrote in to say that this isn't the best example of a Briggs & Stratton motor. They seem to say what happens is there's a little, on the cam, there's a little something that does a compression release. That has a tendency to break loose, and it takes out the governor and all that other stuff. I thought I noticed the exhaust valve do the little extra blip, so I think that's all there. I'm not exactly sure why this threw a rod, but it did do that. And there is a guy who rebuilt one, showed the carnage inside, and when that motor comes off, probably I'll crack it open and we'll see what went wrong. But yeah, he seemed to indicate that that these weren't the best Briggs & Stratton motors out there. If somebody thinks different, I mean, you're welcome to share your opinion. I'm just saying what I read. I closed the hood because I wanted to see how much space I had on the sides, because it just so happens I have a nice 2-cylinder Kohler, but if I had to guess, that's not going in here. I think it's going to be too wide. A friend of mine gave me this Husqvarna a while ago, and unfortunately it's been sitting out here. This is a single lunger. It's only 13 horsepower. It does have an oil filter on it. I'm jumping around for bees. A little snake going on here. Yeah, she doesn't seem to be locked up. Maybe it's time for this one to donate a motor and get out of here. This was an insurance claim tractor. A tree fell on it and bent it up. What I liked about it is it says it has a hydrostatic. Hydros are nice for yard work or building a cart, because you don't have to shift or clutch or anything. The more you push the lever forward, the faster you go. You back the lever backwards and it slows down to stop and reverse. And a lot of time when you put the hydro, when they have hydro drive, when you put them in stop, the back wheels stop turning, like emergency brake kind of. So when it's in stop, it's not moving, it's just still. So anyway, so I think I'm going to end this video here. This is free tractor, free lawnmower, free generator, free whatever you can find season. A lot of folks got them running for the year, then they died. So there's going to be another couple of free videos coming up. I love the free stuff, you guys know that. But in the meantime, I need you all to keep your feet down, your heads up, and I need you all to get out there and enjoy each and every day. I'm always warning you to remember, you don't know how many you're going to get, so have fun while you can. Bye now.